Alright, what's up, guys? It's Devon back here looking at the 2023 AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am for Draftkings. We're going to go through each price points here, talk about my favorite plays, who I'm fading, and some possibly sneakier options. So let's just jump into it. So, first I want to take a look at on Fantasy National here. Strokes gained over the last 50 rounds. No special settings on these 50 rounds. Just strokes gained, just any course, whatever. So our top 10 here is Matthew Fitzpatrick at 1, then Andrew Putnam, Thomas Dietrich, Ben Griffin, Tom Hoge, Maverick McNeely, Victor Hovland, Taylor Moore, Grayson Sigg, and Jordan Spieth rounds out at number 10. So, our four big guys that are in the field this week are in this top 10. And then you got a couple of oddballs, but it is looking a little bit different this week because a lot of these guys that typically would be 6K, 7K options have price bumps because it's kind of a weak field. So I wanted to move it a little bit closer over to the last 24 rounds to get a little bit more of a condensed sample size and see what people have been doing recently. And first thing you'll notice is this top 10 changes drastically, and you actually don't see any of the top 4 guys in salary in the top 10. Tom Hoge's at 11, and then Matthew Fitzpatrick and Victor Hovland at 13 and 14 respectively. And if you actually seen right before I adjusted to show in order of strokes gained total, Jordan Spieth was number 44. So we'll do a little bit deeper dive on Jordan Spieth here in a second. But over the last 24 rounds, strokes gained total, your top 10 is Joel Damon 1, Maverick McNeely 2, Thomas Dietrich, who was in both of them. And I think he was 3 in both of them as well. Seamus Power 4, Alex Smalley 5, Ben Griffin 6, Aaron Baddeley 7, Andrew Putnam 8, Grayson Sigg 9, and Will Gordon 10. So there's a couple of guys that are still in this top 10. Andrew Putnam, Seamus Power, Thomas Dietrich, Maverick McNeely, and Grayson Sigg. So that's just showing you what just strokes gained total with no percentage, distribution to any specific categories, not looking at specific courses, nothing like that. That's just straight up what we've seen recently. So let's take a look at my custom stat model I made this week. And for Pebble Beach, a lot of this is going to be about approach play and who can hit those approach shots in really well. The greens here at Pebble Beach are really small. Around the green is going to be a little bit important again this week. Not as important as last week, but it is going to play a factor just because the guys are going to miss these greens because of how small they are. Also, you have to take into account this is a 3-round cut again because we are playing 3 different courses. You have Pebble Beach, Spyglass, and Monterey Peninsula. And Pebble Beach obviously will be played on the 4th round on Sunday after the cut. Another notable is the cut line is 60 and ties. So it's a little bit different. It's not 65 in ties, it's 60 in ties. And so yeah, diving into what I have in my custom stat model, you can see I have strokes gained approach jacked way up. I have it at 35% because I do want to emphasize approach play. Like I said, around the green, strokes gained around the green is going to play a little bit of a factor. Guys that can be a little bit creative, like Jordan Spieth. It's going to help around here. So I got that at 10%. I have strokes gained putting at 10%. Strokes gained par 5s, 10%. It's going to be really important to score on the par 5s. The par 5s on all these courses are scoreable. So it's going to be important to score birdies, eagles at these par 5s. I put strokes gained off the tee at 5% because, you know, it's always good to be good off the tee. This isn't a course where, like, driving distance matters. Everybody's going to be hitting shots into the same spots and hitting second shots from those same spots. And it's just going to be about who can put it in closer to the pin. I also have 10% on par 4s, 350 to 400 yards. A lot of a good chunk of these par 4s fall within that range, so it's good to see who can score and who does well on those par 4s. And then I also threw in 2 proximity buckets because these seem to be the most important ranges, and I want to take a little bit closer look at these ranges. So you got proximity 125 to 150 and proximity 100 to 125, and there's 10% on each of those. So that's what my model's looking like. So let's see what we get when it runs through. So I've already went through, you know, you guys may have seen the video already. I did like an initial research. This is the same model that I ran then. So we'll look at it 50 sample size, last 50 rounds and last 24 rounds just to see the difference. But as you can see, last 24 rounds, the 3 top guys aren't even going to make it in the top 50. Victor Hovland is at 50. So we'll do a broader range after this to really get a good understanding of what's going on, because if you look right now, this is quite the interesting board. So in this stat model, the top 10 are Ben Griffin 1, who has been playing really well recently, and he's having a great rookie season. You got Tom Hoge at 2, Alex Smalley at 3, David Lipsky at 4, Matthew Neesmith at 5, Callum Tarrant at 6, Ben Taylor at 7, Robbie Shelton at 8. He's been playing really well recently. Lanto Griffin at 9, played. You know, everybody was worried about his injury and coming back last week, but he looked great. Just kind of fell apart on Sunday. And then Will Gordon at 10. Again, another guy that's been playing really well recently. Then you got other guys like Eric Barnes down at 15, who had a really good week last week and had the best weekend out of anybody. He shot up the leaderboard. So this isn't. I don't want to go off of this when I'm looking at my custom stat model, just because this is a lot of craziness. You're not seeing many guys over $8,000 in this right now. Well, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in the top 20 that are above $8,000. So we're gonna stretch it out to 50 and take a look, and then after that, we'll just go down by salary and talk about each price point tier range. So going to 50 rounds, this is what it's going to look like. This is going to look a little bit better and make a little bit more sense, because the guys at the top will probably be a little bit closer to that top 10, if not in that top 10. While this is loading up, just remember, if you're liking the information that I'm sharing, subscribe to the channel. I'm doing this weekly. Do the Draftkings show, I do a betting show, and then if I don't have anything going on Saturday or on Sunday, I will do like an initial research show, just kind of looking through the field and seeing who I like initially before Draftkings pricing comes out. All right, so looking at the model over the last 50 rounds, you notice that Ben Griffin still is number 1. So that's interesting. Tom Hoge still number 2, but now this is where it's really thinning out. It's making it look a lot better. So Alex Smalley is 3, Matthew Neesmith is 4, Jordan Spieth is 5, Victor Hovland 6, Kurt Kitayama 7, Mark Hubbard 8, Russell Knox 9, Davis Riley 10, and then just shouting out a few people that are a little bit lower down. Brennan Todd at 11. We'll talk about him here when we go through the price point tiers. Andrew Putnam fell down to 19 now. Eric Barnes is down at 20. David Lipsky fell down to 21. So And then Lanto was in the top 10 on last 24 rounds, but he fell down to 13. But that's just what I'm looking at. And it's just kind of helping me make a decision. But let's go ahead and sort this by salary and just roll down each price point tier and talk about what I like and what I don't like. So, Jordan Spieth. I think I am going to be. I think I'm going to be all in on Jordan Spieth. And it is a little worrisome, especially after watching him go from first round lead to a miscut at the Sony. But something that is important, I think, around this course is the course history and how well you've done at this course over the years. And let's just say Jordan Spieth probably has the best course history at this course. This is just like a Jordan Spieth course. I mean, look at these last 3 years. Second last year, T3 in 2021, T9 in 2020, T45 in 2019, and T20 in 2018. He lost to Hoagie by 2 strokes last year. It's just, I know he's going to be popular. And, last week I went away from the popular guys, and it kind of worked out. It would have worked out, if I had a little bit better of a bottom end of the lineup. But going Colin Morikawa last week worked. And, I ate the chalk on Max Homa, and it worked. And we'll talk about that in the betting show. So, I think I'm just eating it, and I'm just locking Jordan Spieth, and we'll talk about him in the betting show. And yeah, I just think that this is just a great fit for Jordan Spieth. I think he's going to show up. I'm not worried about the miscut at Sony. So I'm excited to see Spieth hopefully win. So moving down, Victor Hovland. It's just so hard because we haven't seen him in a little bit. I don't think he's a bad play. I just don't see myself getting to him. I don't think you can go wrong with any one of these 4 guys. I think all 4 of these guys are great plays. I think Hoagie and Spieth are going to be more popular. Fitzpatrick could probably be up there too because he was tied 6th last year. I think, possibly Hovland is the lower owned of the 4 guys. But I'm not doing what I did last week and going with the lower owned guy. I'm going Spieth. I'm not really looking at Fitzpatrick. I'm not really looking at Hoagie. I'm all in on Spieth. And it'll probably hurt me in the end, but it is what it is. Moving down to the 9K range. At the top, Seamus Power, Andrew Putnam, Maverick McNeely, Justin Rose, Matt Kuchar, Denny McCarthy, Keith Mitchell, Joel Damon. That's not a normal 9K range that we're used to, huh? So, a couple notable things here. I think the 3 guys at the top of this range, Seamus Power, Andrew Putnam, Maverick McNeely, are going to be the highest owned in this range, and possibly Joel Damon at the bottom at 9K. Maverick McNeely, he has the narrative, the parents have a house on the course, and, he always does well here, even though it's like, yeah, he's done well here, but last year was T33, so Putnam's done well here, Seamus Power's done well here, but I think I'm staying away from all 3 of those guys. I was on Maverick McNeely last week, and we'll talk about my big mistake I made in my one and done last week with Maverick McNeely and Max Homa. So you have to check that out to hear about that. But yeah, I think I'm going to just stay away from these guys. They're all great players, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see these guys at the top of the leaderboard on Sunday. But if I'm going Spieth at the top, I'm gonna have to go and get different somewhere else, and I think that's gonna be my way of doing it. My favorite play in this range actually is Keith Mitchell. I like the way he's looking coming into the tournament. Yeah, it sucks. Poa is like his worst putting surface, but he looked great last week at the American. Or I'm sorry, he wasn't at Farmers. He was at the American Express. 22nd at the American Express. Gained 2 strokes on approach, gained a little bit with the putter, gained 2.6 off the tee. His around the green is a little shaky, but he's not like losing terribly around the green. So, so 22nd at the American Express, 39th at the RSM Classic, 9th at the Houston Open. And then if we look last year with Keith Mitchell, he was T12. So sticking with the good old course history, and I'm gonna play Keith Mitchell. He's my favorite. I think he's gonna be a little bit lower owned because of the 4 guys I mentioned: Power, Putnam, McNeely, and Damon. All right, moving down to the 8K range. Starting at the top with Taylor Pendrith, Thomas Dietrich, Alex Smalley, Ben Griffin, Kevin Kisner, Dean Burmeister, Taylor Moore, David Lipsky, Trey Mullinax, Eric Van Rooyen, and Nick Taylor. Not going to Pendrith. I think Smalley is a good play. I just don't think I'm getting to him. I think Thomas Dietrich is a good play. I'm just not getting to him. Kisner can have some success on this course because he's a plotter. He can go out there and hit the spots he needs to hit to get a good shot into the green. But I'm not going there. Not going to Dean Burmeister. A lot of people are probably going to go to Taylor Moore because he had a great finish here last year, and I'm hearing him get talked up. Same thing with David Lipsky at 8,200. Hearing him get talked up, has decent course history. And Ben Griffin is going to be the guy that I think, man, he's going to be... He could be the most popular on this slate. And at first, I was like, I'm going to eat it because I want Ben Griffin. I like the way he's been playing. But I think on DraftKings this week, I'm going to stay away from him, and I'll just stay with him in the betting market because, if he kills me in DFS and he wins the tournament, all right, I got to bet on him, and I'll just get all my money back. So, I'm just going to stay away from him because I think the ownership's going to be high. Not saying anything bad about his game because he looks phenomenal right now. I mean, he excels in a lot of these different categories that I have in this model, and all around just he's been playing great. But I'm just going to stay away from him for the ownership reasons. If I'm going to play anybody in this range, I'm looking at Smalley. It's just not a range that I'm really getting to. Smalley, Nick Taylor. I think those are the 2 that I like the most, and I really like Nick Taylor at 8K, past champion here. He does well at these shorter courses, has a great course history, not just the win. He gets it done year to year here at this course, and so I really like him. Moving down to the 7K range, starting at the top with Brendan Todd, Scott Stallings, Davis Riley, Robbie Shelton, Webb Simpson, Nick Hardy, Lanto Griffin, Will Gordon, S.H. Kim, Kurt Kitayama, Russell Knox, Ryan Palmer, Joseph Bramlett, Garrett Higo, Benny On, who was my favorite 7K play last week, and going into Sunday looked good and then just kind of fell apart on Sunday. Bo Hostler, Matthew Neesmith, popular play. Watch out. He looks great this week, and I think he's going to be popular. Nate Lashley, Grayson Sig. Is it Kevin Yu, I think is his American name? I don't remember. Justin Suck, Callum Tarrant, Justin Lauer, Ben Taylor, Scott Piercy, Adam Long, Troy Merritt, Matthias Schmid, Kevin Streelman, Harry Hall, Aaron Baddeley, Brandon Wu, Danny Willett, Harry Higgs, Mark Hubbard, Eric Barnes, Austin Eckroad, Dylan Fratelli, Adam Schenk, Carl Yuan, Charlie Hoffman, and Sam Stevens. Wow, what a fucking huge range there. Some notables that I'd like to pull out from this range. I don't have them started, but I really like Brendan Todd at the top. Really like Brendan Todd this week, and I think he's going to be someone I'm heavy on in DraftKings. great putter, great on the par fours, 350 to 400. Great in the proximity of 100 to 125. Not bad around the green. I like it. I like it. I like it. He's 11th in this model that I made. I like Brendan Todd a lot this week. Also like Galanto Griffin. I think he showed it last week. I think he showed that he can do it. He's good. He's ready to go. I think he's probably going to be a little bit popular just because of how well he did last week. Russell Knox is another guy that I like. I think he's going to be popular though. I mean, he's first in proximity 125 to 150, second in proximity 100 to 125. And he's great on approach. Where you're going to see him lack is around the green and hit and miss with the putter. So I like him. Ownership's probably going to keep me away. Same thing with Matthew Neesmith. Like Matthew Neesmith a lot. Really great on approach. Really good at scoring on par fives. And then he's just good enough in all the other categories in this model. But I think he's going to end up being a really popular play. I do like him. Probably won't get to him just because he's popular. Some other guys I like in this range. Down at the bottom. If we're talking course history guys and guys that always seem to come to this course and get it done. Troy Merritt. Great putter. He has a popping putter. And the same thing with his irons. His irons pop. And when they do that, I mean, he is gaining a lot of strokes on the field. I think this is a great setup for him. We'll talk about him in the betting show. I really like Troy Merritt this week. And also, I really am living down in the bottom of this range. I really like Kevin Streelman. Missed the cut last year, but man, his course history is so good. And he is so good on these short courses. He's going to be more than likely playing with Larry Fitzgerald. He loves Larry Fitzgerald. It's going to be a good time out there, good vibes. So I really like Kevin Streelman at 7,100. And I also like Aaron Baddeley at 7,100. You know, we've been seeing him play pretty good. Good putter, good around the green. It's just, can he click on the irons and on his approach shots? And another guy I like is Austin Eckroat. He's great approach player. He's decent. He's good off the tee. It's just the putter and the around the green game that kind of gets him. But you never know. You could see Eckroat maybe push to the top of the leaderboard. And I think I'm kind of learning my lesson because I don't really like anybody in the 6K range. The only guy that I really like was Henrik Norlander, and that's just because his ball striking is really good. Otherwise, putter is terrible. But he has a good course history here. He's really the only guy that I like down here. I have some other men starred, but after looking at him a little bit more, I'm like, I'm good. So I'm learning my lesson. I don't think I'm dipping down in the 6K range this week. I've done it the past 2 weeks. First week, it was the Amex. I played Andrew Novak. Absolutely crapped the bed. And then guess what? I'm a week early on him, and the next week he does pretty decent at the Farmers. And then at the Farmers, I played Tyson Alexander, and he looked like he was going to make the cut. Looked like he was going to be like right on the number, or just maybe like one stroke better than the cut. And then just lost it on the back nine, and didn't see him again. So I'm going to stay away from the 6K range. So yeah, I think my favorite plays, if I had to pick 4 favorite plays, it's Jordan Spieth, it's Keith Mitchell, it's Brendan Todd, and Troy Merritt. Those are my 4 favorite plays. So, one guy at the top, one guy kind of in the middle, and then 2 guys that are a little bit lower down. So, hopefully this helps you guys out. Remember, if you like what you're seeing and you like what you're hearing, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment who your favorite play is on Draftkings. And when we get to 50 subscribers, we'll be doing a giveaway. And yeah, so let's get to that. And hopefully I can get some money out to you guys for a giveaway. All right, thanks for watching, and good luck this week on Draftkings.